What's good? What's good? I am absolutely stinking exhausted. And it's only Tuesday. I posted a short earlier, go check it out, but we're doing a patio and then a roof over a basement entrance thing. But anyways, yeah, so I've been doing a lot of digging and moving gravel. I'm going to be moving more gravel tomorrow and the day after that. So it's going to be a very exhausting week. And yeah, I'm just like, why did I go to college? Anyways, doesn't matter. Actually, it is connected. It is all connected. All of my whining and complaining. Because Sunday, I was feeling a tremendous amount of imposter syndrome. Specifically, just sort of analyzing and accepting the reality that maybe I am a failure. And I think it was a really healthy sort of thought experiment and a really healthy struggle to go through because I'm doing some deep personal psychological work, and I was able to acknowledge that I have failed in my life, but I am not a failure. For me, failing would be taking my own life, giving up, quitting. I have not quit yet. I have complained a lot, but I have not quit, and I'm going to keep going. And I really thought that was important for me to go through. It sucked going through it. It kind of actually started last week because it was a short work week, only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was, doing deliveries and just in my van Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of just like, it's bad. I spend too much time in here. But it's good because I'm trying to build a plan to spend less time in here. And it's connected to the title of this video. Maybe Epstein did off himself. I think it is healthy to explore things that create cognitive dissonance. Because in my brain, I firmly believed that he was very guilty of all the things that the conspiracy theorists have claimed he's guilty of. And when the recent report that came out on Monday, it may have came out Sunday or Monday, I don't know, but Monday, everybody was talking about it. How the Trump administration, wow, gaslighting the crap out of people. Maybe they aren't gaslighting us. Maybe Epstein just had a whole bunch of inappropriate material that he downloaded. That's what one of the things was, that yes, he did have a ton of those images and videos, but he just downloaded them. And there weren't other people implicated in all of this. Not at all. Not, our world leaders and our bankers and corporate executives. No. He was working alone, which begs the question, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? I'm legitimately wondering that. I'm curious. Are they going to let her out? What's next? But let me just say, I don't believe the Trump administration. I don't want to say what I'm inclined to believe at this point, but it's not good. I think the level to which they have covered all of this up actually sort of just proves the point. So maybe there are some really, really nefarious people in our government and in our corporations that have been doing horrible things to children. And then it makes you wonder, if so many of the people in our government are connected to doing horrible things to children, do you think they're gonna care about the horrible, immoral things they do to humans? You know, so when we talk about the things they spray in the skies, I don't want to say the words because I'm gaining a few subscribers here and there, and I could get close to monetization, but you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just think about the things that they spray in the sky and why, or the things they put in the water, or the things they put on the crops. If you are so dark that you would predate upon a child, you are going to predate upon everyone. You are quite literally just a predator. And we in the anarchist community, specifically the Rothbardian branch of us, have always used the term parasite class, but I think predator class is more accurate and quite a bit more frightening, if we're being honest. You know, a parasite, to me, it's there and it's kind of sucking at you, but it's not aggressive, and it's not. Predator is a much more sinister word, yet more accurate. And while I'm gonna pause, I was on a flow and then I lost it. And while, okay, stay with me, please. And while not everything is a psyop, but most things are, check it out. There should be a link in the description below. You can get your own shirt that says that with the cool graphics. I think in this moment, that is just such a good expression to guide people who are on the precipice of awakening. And I don't mean awakening in like a super spiritual hippy dippy sort of way, although I look like that. I mean that just in addressing the cognitive dissonance that compels them to believe the mainstream narratives. I think a lot of people who are just wanting to seek truth are being faced with cognitive dissonance. That battle to not want to accept a highly unpleasant truth and reality. And that message, not everything is a psyop, but most things are. When you can embody that, you see what the news and what the narrative is, and you kind of acknowledge, okay, yeah, they're just doing shit. They're always doing shit. For me, it's a normalizing narrative. It sucks. Like, here's the thing. It sucks that we have to normalize the idea that we're being hugely manipulated and fucked with psychologically, physically, spiritually. It sucks that we have to normalize that. Let's take a moment to recognize that, because the cognitive dissonance is painful, which is why people avoid it. And so in acknowledging that it sucks, we have to normalize it. It's allowing us to feel the pain. And then I'm going to get all sappy here, but like honoring the pain in a sense, because we need to transmute that pain. I'll wrap up the video here. Thank you very much. If you've watched just a little bit more, because if you watch my older videos, specifically the more recent ones, you'll see that I've talked about transmuting a lot more, because that's something I've personally been really needing to work on. I have a lot of anger and a lot of sadness, and I need to be better at transmuting those. And I've made so much progress. I'm really proud of myself, but I know I have progress to make yet still. And so part of why I make these videos is because hopefully people who also experience the awakening anger, because that's a normal thing, very normal, to become very angry because you are being aggressed upon, you are being predated upon in a myriad or milieu, not quite a milieu, I wanted to use that word, but it doesn't fit. You are being aggressed upon and predated upon in a huge number of ways. And it's like a death by 1,000 cuts or something like that. It's some Chinese torture thing, right? Just all these little cuts that are just cutting at your soul. And I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you very much. Have a good day. It's all gonna be okay.